So if you're looking to buy a new RV, and maybe even the similar one that we've got, which is the Dynamax Isata 528 SS, we had watched a lot of videos and were wondering, like, what are some of the problems you may face either in the design of it or on delivery day when you go to pick it up. So hopefully this video helps you to see some of the issues that we encountered, either with the general design that came from the factory, or issues specific on delivery day that we're able to get fixed, or things that we noticed later on that were quick fixes for us that we were able to find some sort of solution for. So one of the issues that we encountered has to do a lot with the storage areas on this coach. The first one I'll show you is in the back. We like having this large pass-through storage, but this is, like I said, a factory design issue where it actually slopes down. And so we tried to put boxes in there, but there's just this odd shape. We wish it had a level floor versus having it dip down like that. And as you can see from the shape, it's just odd. You got two deep compartments on each side and one shallower compartment in the middle. It makes it really hard if you wanted to put like bikes in here or something. Yes, there'd be enough space if it was floor to ceiling the same length all the way through, but because of this odd shape, it makes it kind of hard. And another issue with it is it's this really flexible plastic that they put in here without really any kind of support, and this is for all the storage areas. So without that support in there, you put something heavy in there and it kind of bows down, and we really don't know if that will cause an issue later on with flexing or with causing any kind of breakages. And so we're trying to get in touch with Dynamax to find out a little bit more about, like, what are the actual weight limits for this compartment, and if there's anything we should be concerned about, because there's not anything really in the owner's manual on it. As you can see in this storage compartment, similar to the one we showed in the rear, because of the design of the flexible plastic interior, it really can bow a lot if you put heavy items in here. And once again, I don't know what the weight limit of these storage compartments is, but we probably have about 150 to 200 pounds in there, and you can see that it obviously is bowing in the middle. They did put two supports in this particular storage, and I've got my hands on them down here that run lengthwise down the bottom. But that's it. That's the only support to this plastic bin. So everywhere else, like in the middle between them, it's allowed to flex. Some other issues with the design of these storage compartments is this hinge right here has a lot of flex in it. And once again, I'm just worried that after numerous times of opening and closing these, that these two screws are actually going to pop out, because there's really no like reinforcement on these hinges. And this compartment, there is a positive about it, in that it has this insulation foil that lines it, and this is part of your heated compartments. So on the other side where the wet bay is, there's a pass-through underneath that comes into this area too, so all this is heated, which is nice, especially if you're camping in cold weather places. The issue I just wanted to highlight is that this insulation material they used is very fragile. I mean, you can see already here, we've got a few perforations just from moving equipment in and out of it. And in a later video, I'll really show how we find a solution to just line the bottom of it with something so that it protects it. And while we're talking about storage compartments issues, this is where they house the inverter and some of the solar components. And the problem with this is it's a lot of wasted space. As you can see, this could have been good for additional storage, especially considering there's almost like a pass-through on the top that could fit some very long items, but they build it up with this wooden board so you can't really access back there. It would have been nice to have some additional storage and rearrange these components so you could actually use it. So one thing we absolutely love about this RV is the paint job that comes specifically on the Explorer package. One of the two styles they have, but this one's particularly the dark gray. And we absolutely love the paint. One issue that we noticed on delivery day, though, is that there's actually a few scratches on it already, for instance right here. And so it kind of brought into question of what is the actual longevity of this the paint, because obviously we want it to last a while, but if there's already scratches when we picked it up, how easily is it to fix those scratches, or how often will we get more scratches? And in doing this walkthrough, we even found yet another scratch on this paint. Another issue we encountered that's really a design flaw from the factory is that they put this 90-degree power cord included with the Dynamax. And at first we thought it was just the dealer giving us the wrong cord because it didn't make any sense to us, but we did confirm that this is the power cord that comes with the coach. The reason why it's an issue is that this is your wet bay area. And let's say you want to dump your gray or black tanks or hook up water, you can't actually access it with the power cord. And so for us, we'd have to actually like turn the power off, unplug it, then get in to the wet bay area to do what we need to do, close it back up, reattach the cord, turn back on the power. It's just a lot of steps, when if they just had a power cord that comes straight out, you'd be able to work around it in order to access the bay. Of course, you could always change it yourself. It's just a 50 amp standard cord, and they do sell them online, but you know, why spend the money on something that they could have fixed from the factory? Another just general design issue that would be an easy fix is there's no locking gas cap here, which there is an anti-siphon device, so it's not like anyone's going to be able to easily steal the diesel fuel out of here, but there's nothing preventing someone from at least opening it up and trying, or opening up and putting stuff that you don't want in your diesel fuel tank in there easily, because there's no locking cap. Luckily, they do sell locking gas caps online, and we're going to buy a few of them out and try them out and find the best one for us, and we'll report on it in a later video. So I don't claim to be OCD, but maybe I am. But I do care about the fit and finish of things, especially when you pay this much for an RV. One of the things I noticed is on these steps, the gap on this side of the steps is a lot smaller than the gap on this side. And so it's almost like it was installed crooked into the RV, and I haven't climbed up under there to see exactly what was installed incorrectly, or maybe this is how it's supposed to be. But obviously we go in and out of it all the time, so every time I go in I notice that it's kind of installed crooked into the RV. In this video we showed you some of the issues with the Dynamax Isata 528SS. Some were design issues that came from the factory that we think could be improved. Some of them were just issues we encountered on pickup or afterwards. And some of these we think we can find fixes for instance, ways to brace the storage, or how to fix the hinge, or how to add a layer of protection on the back storage as the insulation. Hopefully we can show you those hacks in a later video. But hopefully this gives you an idea if you're buying a similar model from Dynamax, or a similar RV, or even this exact floor plan. Some of the things to look out for, or at least have a knowledge of what goes into it. Obviously things like the power cord can be easily fixed on your own. It just costs a little money. But those are the things we wanted to highlight that hopefully help you in purchasing a similar model.